There's the new Black Panther show you probably haven't heard of, and it's really good. Now, a lot of the times people on YouTube like to sensationalize titles, openings of videos, like, oh, this is something you missed, you could never have seen this detail, and it's like, well, I watched the thing, of course it's a detailer. Yeah, no, that's something everybody's talking about. Genuinely, this weekend, I talked to several people who are into Marvel stuff and had no idea the show exists. And on one hand, it's like, hey, Marvel, advertise your show better, but on the other hand, it's like, hey, everybody, there's 4 episodes of a nice little surprise waiting for you on Disney+. Okay, so here's the show, because I don't think I've named it yet. It's called Eyes of Wakanda. It is an animated anthology show. You may remember hearing about it, like maybe you've seen the trailer, maybe you remember hearing about the announcement a couple of years ago. This is something that has been in the works for a little while, and there's been rumblings that there is a Wakanda-focused show being created in the MCU, but that's all we knew, and it seemed like there might be a show about like the first Black Panther, or maybe it was a show about Okoye, or a show about the Dora Milaje. We didn't know. And this is kind of about all of those things, although it is about a very specific part of Wakanda and a very specific part of the Black Panther lore. Although, as I'm sure you'd expect, the Dora Milaje do show up. I will say, it does not take place in the present day, so don't expect to see like any of the characters we're familiar with from the current Black Panther movies, but like the concepts in Black Panther, those do show up here, and there are certain things that you maybe will recognize from the show. Anyway, so here's the very simple pitch for this show. It's about a group of people in Wakanda that are essentially the spies of Wakanda. They're called the War Dogs. I believe formally they're called something like the Hattusaraze. Although, like, War Dogs is what they've been called in the previous Black Panther movies. Nakia was a war dog. Killmonger's father was a war dog. And they're spies out in the world protecting Wakanda's interests. Now, this series specifically focuses on 4 different stories that each take place in different time periods, and like time periods and locations that you may be familiar with because of history, and each focuses on a war dog trying to recover or collect a different Wakandan artifact or weapon, usually made of vibranium, partially because they might be dangerous and partially because they may expose Wakanda to the wider world, because as we know, up until the events of Black Panther, Wakanda has been completely secret. So you're like, how did they remain secret? And this is how.